How's it going, Jack Tackers, and welcome back to another video for you guys. Today, I'm going to be doing my review for Superman and Lois Season 3, Episode 3, which was titled In Cold Blood. Do you get it? Because they found cold blood in a freezer in the episode? Sorry. Anyway, pretty good episode overall. I definitely liked it. I don't think it's as good as the premiere. I really enjoyed the premiere of this season. But I think it was better than the last episode. Obviously, Lois still kind of dealing with her cancer, which all those scenes are just super depressing and make me upset, of course. Especially in the opening when Lois is basically telling everyone about her cancer. Just super depressing. Especially when Sam started to cry. Man, it was not fun. But Clark's been having these dreams, these kind of recurring dreams, although I believe it's only shown twice in the episode, these dreams, where Lois is about to get squashed by the Daily Planet globe. And I will say it's a little bit of a fake out, because I remember watching the Season 3 trailer about a month or two ago, whenever it came out, and being very hyped whenever they showed that scene. It was a very brief scene, but I was like, oh man, Daily Planet globe about to fall on Lois. No, it was a dream. I mean, granted, I never thought Lois was actually going to die, but like, it was kind of a interesting scene. I kind of wish it was real, but you know, it's all right. It was still cool and well done. Seeing all the buildings crumble, it's pretty intense, and it looks like it was kind of, well, symbolic, metaphorical of a lot of things, whatever you want to call it, because Clark's kind of worried of actually losing Lois to the cancer. And of course, the destruction of the city kind of represents the cancer and him maybe not really being able to save her. Although, I don't know, I mean, the first time they showed the dream sequence, I was like, okay, maybe he did save her, but then maybe they both got squashed underneath all the rubble. So I don't know. And then in the second one, it definitely seemed like, oh yeah, Lois died. But that was because Lois kept missing her appointments for chemotherapy. So it just seemed like it was getting worse. Like Clark couldn't do anything to save Lois in real life. Almost like it was out of his control, so to speak. So I kind of like how the dreams kind of represented all that. And Lois obviously basically not wanting to do the chemotherapy, mainly because she's just kind of scared. I mean, that's kind of the truth, I feel like. But she kind of explains that no, her job's more important. She has these breaks in the case with Bruno Mannheim, that she wants to kind of do that instead of the chemotherapy. But obviously everyone's kind of like pissed off at her because, they don't want her to get worse, and they want her to be treated as quick as possible, which is understandable. But long story short, Lois and Chrissy end up going to this like intergang facility, and they end up getting stuck in the freezer with all the blood. And apparently the freezer is kind of insulated, so they can't contact Superman. But they do end up getting out of the freezer because one of the intergang members opens the door, and then luckily Superman and Steel show up. And that was a pretty good scene, pretty good action sequence. I liked that whole shebang. But the big reveal of the episode, the blood in that freezer is actually Superman's blood. What? They're doing all sorts of crazy stuff. With Henry Miller, and I think maybe they're trying to create like some sort of Superman-like being. Not exactly a clone, but they're trying to find like a host to kind of harness Superman's powers, perhaps. And I think we all know who's at the top of this operation, perhaps. Mr. Luthor? Maybe. I don't know for sure, actually. We didn't see Onomatopoeia this episode. That was a bit of a bummer, because I've been liking her in the season so far. So I did kind of miss her in the episode. But, that whole situation with the blood being Superman's, it's interesting for sure. I'm very excited. That whole plot is definitely the A plot of the season so far. Very excited to see where that goes. Then we got some kind of smaller subplots. Jonathan's truck is stolen by Candace's dad. And it was like a big deal because the watch that Nat was going to make Lois or had kind of made for Lois was in there. And so they needed to get the truck back. And there's a little bit, another of an action sequence in there as well, which is kind of fun, I guess. It was good. Seeing Nat kick some ass. I liked that. There's also the scene where Lana hits Sarah. Listen, I've talked about this a tiny bit in my previous 2 reviews for the season, but Sarah has been kind of annoying this season. I still like her. I really do. I know I keep saying that, but it is, I mean, she's just a kid, so I can't really be too upset with her, but I don't know. She was being kind of bitchy, if that's the right word to use in this context. But obviously, Lana shouldn't have done that to Sarah. Bruh. I mean, let's be real, though. Wasn't that hard of a slap? I mean, can we be honest for 2 seconds? Like, if a mom had did that to her son, it would have been not that big of a deal. If we're being honest. I wasn't hit as a kid, by the way. So don't be, like, thinking I'm okay with it. I'm not. Parents shouldn't hit their kids. Okay, moving on before this gets dark. Overall, though, I mean, that's really all I have to say about some of the side plots of the episode. I'm loving what they're doing with Lois. It's very Lois central season so far, if we're being honest. But it is Superman and Lois. And I say I love what they're doing with Lois this season, but I also mean I don't love it, obviously because she has cancer. And it's incredibly sad and depressing to watch. Bitsy Tulloch, bro, very phenomenal in the episode. Very good, especially towards the end there. Some of those scenes where she kind of expresses the fact that she doesn't want to be viewed as weak, basically, or frail. She doesn't want to be seen like that just yet. She wants to kind of have this purpose in basically being badass Lois Lane. I really like that stuff. And yeah, Bitsy Tulloch carrying this season, maybe. She's very good. She's very good at what she does. But yeah, solid episode overall. Definitely curious to see what you guys have to say about it down in the comments below. What do you guys think about the Superman blood and all that? Does he know? What are the plans on all that? When do you think Lex Luthor's going to show up? And I mean, I've been waiting for Mr. Luthor to show up for a while now. But yeah, solid episode. That's all I got to say. Post your thoughts and comments in the comment section down below. And if you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. Please make sure to check out my Instagram, Twitter, Letterboxd, down in the description and pinned comment below. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.